With more, I'm joined by Warren Kinsella, former special assistant to Jean Chretien. He joins me this morning from Vancouver. Warren, good morning. Appreciate you being with us.
Pleasure.
So we have seen Jody Wilson-Raybould now in the House sitting with Cabinet, and we're expecting her to testify before the Justice Committee. It seems as though something has changed. What do you think it could be, Warren?
Well, I think she's a member of Parliament, and that's why she was at work. She was at work to represent her constituents here in Vancouver. But not much has changed in terms of the solicitor-client privilege that you were talking about earlier. It still applies to her. She's a lawyer. She was acting in her capacity as a lawyer. And until the Prime Minister lifts that gag on her, she can't say very much at the committee or anywhere else in public.
Now that she seems to be back speaking with the party, though, how could that affect her testimony?
Well, she's got a lot of support in the caucus and in the party. There have been members of Cabinet, members of caucus who've spoken up to indicate their support for her, and, full credit to those people. But, she is doing what she's required to do. She's supposed to go to work. She's going to work, and she's indicating that she's prepared to speak. But she can't say very much until the Prime Minister lifts this solicitor-client privilege. If she speaks without him doing that, she could be disbarred as a lawyer.
You wrote a letter to Jody Wilson-Raybould on your website, and in it you called the Prime Minister the coward-in-chief and the Liberal Justice Committee Chair, Anthony Housefather, a weakling. After what we saw yesterday, do you still feel that way?
Yeah, I do, because they're engaged in a cover-up. We Canadians need to know the truth, and a very small number of people know the truth. In the Globe and Mail this morning, we learned for the first time that the Prime Minister of Canada spoke to Jody Wilson-Raybould when she was Attorney General after the Public Prosecution Service had made a decision not to give a sweetheart deal to SNC-Lavalin. If the Prime Minister's Principal Secretary, Gerald Butts, had to resign for doing something similar, I expect today we're going to see the opposition saying aloud, does the Prime Minister need to resign as well? This is very, very serious conduct, because what it amounts to is a possible obstruction of justice.
But there has been some suggestion that Jody Wilson-Raybould and the Prime Minister have somehow made amends. If that is the case, Warren, do we still need to hear from her in the same way?
It doesn't have anything to do with their relationship. I would suspect that Jody is unimpressed with how she's been treated. She's been called a thorn in the side of Cabinet. She's been called difficult to work with. Women who have achieved positions of seniority, I think, would be familiar with that kind of commentary. So they've treated her very, very badly. I don't think that she is enthusiastic about any of that. But she has an obligation as a lawyer and as a member of Parliament to tell the truth, and they need to let her tell the truth. And so far, they haven't indicated they're prepared to do that.
How united do you think caucus is right now?
Caucus is not as united. I mean, we're only 200 plus days to a federal election campaign that everybody thought Justin Trudeau would be, swimming towards without any difficulty. The polls over the past 9 days indicate that the Liberals are in big, big trouble, and Canadians are paying attention to this issue, and they don't like what they see. So I think that this could have a big impact. It's going to go for a while, and it's certainly going to go for a while as long as the government is engaged in what I think is a cover-up.
Warren Kinsella, thank you very much.
Are you going to speak to caucus today? Are you going to explain what's going on to caucus today?
I'm going to attend caucus as I always do, and we'll see how the conversations
Ms.
go.
Wilson-Raybould, can you explain why you quit
resigned?
Cabinet? Can you explain why you quit Cabinet?
No.
How come?
As I've said, and I know this is frustrating for many people, I'm committed to ensuring that I know what I can and cannot say, as I'm getting legal advice, as I've told you, around privilege.
Do you think there's any point then in going to the committee if you can't say anything? Like, is there any point in going to the committee? Why are you willing to go if you can't say anything?
Well, I respect the committee process, and your question is an appropriate one. I want to be able to ensure that I'm confident in what I can and can't say. So I'm continuing.
What kind of welcome do you expect in caucus man?
Pressure, you should have said so. Did you feel pressure?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, I had to interrupt Warren Kinsella, that was live, just coming in. Jody Wilson-Raybould arriving there at caucus. And let me just repeat what she said. She didn't say a whole lot, but she did say, when asked about why she quit cabinet, she said that she can't explain that at this time. And she also wants to be sure about what she can say before she says anything. Warren, final thought from you before we have to move on this morning on what you just heard from Jody Wilson-Raybould.
Let her speak. Let her speak. Waive the privilege so that she can speak. And I think that, by the way, I think journalists are doing a great job chasing this story. I don't think we should be chasing people at their homes, family members. So that's something that we need to be doing going forward. But Jody Wilson-Raybould's doing what she's supposed to do. She's showing up to work. She's ready to tell the truth. They need to let her tell the truth.
Yeah, big story. We're trying to get all the angles here. Warren Kinsella, appreciate you being part of our coverage this morning.
Thank you.